So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. It is week 3 of season 29 and we are here at Trial Mountain then for this week's GT2 action. We are back to a standard point scoring week. Last week of course was Team Japan's double point scoring week from Tokyo South. And GT2 provided us with victories for... Who won the first race? It was Jadon, wasn't it? Jadon won the sprint race for Team France. For Dusty Fossil picked up a home victory for Team Japan in the endurance race. And so what will tonight bring then? Well, more of the same great action, no doubt. Cars making their way out onto track for qualifying. We're here at one of the original tracks from the original Gran Turismo way back in 97, was it? When the first game came out. Trial Mountain. Slight variation to the final chicane, but otherwise mostly unchanged from the original layout. First out on track then is... It's not Nobby Norris, no, it's Mikey. So, let's say he has got a very aggressive Ross behind him. So they are battling on the outlap. So, ciao amici. Going to the fort. And we will then pick up on board with Ross then when we get around to start finish straight. So Ross then is filling in for Switchback tonight. Switchback unfortunately has been delayed by work, so his fellow Scott is filling in. Get himself some good practice for his quest for tomorrow in GT1. Of course, Ross was victorious in the sprint race in GT1 last week at Tokyo. Comes on to the final couple of corners. or then with the Lamborghini for a lap of this circuit. Here we go. Out of the final corner, and it's up to the floor then, and here we go with a lap on board of Trial Mountain. Start finish straight coming up. That begins now. So we're heading up into a high-speed left-hander. It's a blind, crested corner. Top gear. Down then, through there, just throwing it in. Launching over the curb there. Gets to get a little light there through over the bump, and Ross is very sideways after the bump. He's going into the wall. We'll go forward to Mikey. Ross has bottled it under pressure from beyond the canvas. Into the tunnel we go, down to second gear. Pick up the throttle over the crest again. The car goes light, then over to the left-hand side. Look for your braking mark. You've got to turn in and be brave against that wall on the inside. Mikey's left a country mile between himself and the apex there, though. Short sprint. Over then for another right-hand along. Down to second gear. Pick up the throttle. Into the tunnel we go. Early brake and downshift. Then get that car in right tight to that inside wall. Pick up the throttle. Into the back straight. First of the tunnels, here we go. That's all about just foot to the floor. Speed building. The second tunnel we go. We'll emerge back into the daylight. We've got a banked left-hander ahead. You've got to look for your braking marker, probably that yellow sign on the right-hand side there, then throw it in as late as you dare. Use the camber. Pick up nicely, then pick up the throttle early. Use all of the track. Then we've got a tight, twisty S section here. Get over to the left, the tight right, then get up against that wall with a tree stump, then downhill braking to the right-hander. Pick up the throttle early. Get over to the left-hand side, then over a big drop, then down to the next braking zone. Second gear again. Use the curve on the inside. Pick up the throttle early. Use the curve on the outside. A couple of corners left to go. Car straightened up, then pick up braking marker, then for the penultimate corner. Brake as late as you dare, then all the way down to first gear. 43 miles an hour there. Short spurt into the final corner. Pick up the throttle early. Get off against that wall. Let's just hammer down to the line. First time on the board from Mikey is going to be a 53.5. Safe release behind him. There it goes. 7 tenths pole with a 52.6. Odon's starting in second then, so it is a Germany 1, 2, 3. As Mikey follows, does exactly what Ross did and has put himself into the wall. Royston going P2 then for Team France, solid up there. Dusty Foss into third. For Team Japan, Derek has slotted into P6, Jonesy P7. Glyn in P8. Glyn had a bit of a rough and tumble endurance race last time out. Coming out the dock section, span around and then was just torpedoed by several cars coming around behind him. The ghosting didn't work. Sending him pirouetting then, so he'll be looking for a stronger week. Currently P8. Nobby Norris is P9, but feeling a little under the weather. There's question marks over whether he'll be taking part tonight, but he has managed to make it. He is ahead of Sir Goose, his P11, Joker in P12 after his first run. Johnny Boy in 13th. With a 2.55. Looking at a bit of drama there. Ross, we saw Ross have a drama on his lap. Looking to improve this time, so we'll stay on board. With the Team Italy car. Jadon then down, P15, although he's not crossed the line yet, so decided to get himself plenty of space. Won the sprint race last week, where he touched on. How's the Peugeot faring this week? 53.3 for the first, I think, puts him into P4. Safe then coming around now, though. Is he going to improve on that 52.6 this time around? He reckons 51 is going to be the pole time. 52.5, so he goes marginally quicker that time around. Odon goes back up to P2 then, so good luck there for Odon. So Team Germany 1, 2. Joker goes fourth. Make that fifth. There's Nobby Norris up to third. And Derek goes second. So the lap time's now tumbling down then. It's all moving and shaking up front then. Unsafe release continues to have pole position. Derek now second. Royston in third. Odon is fourth. Nobby Norris in fifth. Good lap there from him. Dusty Fossil down to P6. He did improve on that last lap. Goes back ahead of his teammate. Joker's down to 8th and Jonesy in 9th. Jadon down in P10. As Ross has just absolutely battered the field. 51.9 from Ross. That is was a very, very impressive lap there. And the GT1 standing, of course, he'll be scoring half points for switchback. But that is a marker. We're down to then Jonesy in 9th, Dom in 10th. Jadon now 11th, Glyn is 12th, Goose is 13th, Mikey's 14th. Charlie Boy P15. So Ross and the first man into the 51s. And are we going to see any further improvement then? We've got a split point coming up after the banked hairpin. Let's just see how the current pole sitter is getting on. Derek's team at then P3. Novino's P6 to Italy. Got all three of their cars in the top 6. This track's suiting the Lamborghini. Is Ross improving on this lap? No, he's not. Jadon's gone second though. 52.3. But unsafe release. Has he got any response? No, not that time. Best lap there from him. We've got Odon. Another 53.0, but doesn't improve. Fossil improves, stays in 8th, mostly does not improve. So marginal gains. Just had a cool off lap then, so he's going to go one more time. Jordan has responded, but still Ross the only man. Mamma mia indeed. He's 0.04 of a second down on his current best time. So can he find any time in the final sector? He should make the line for one more lap. Near the early throttle pick up there. Changes it upshift early, gets the power down. So using that curve there on the right hand side, left as we were looking at it there. Just open the angle up into this tricky and tight chicane. Good overtaking opportunity though, the first part of it and the second part of it as well actually. And Jadon worry Ross's time. Yes, there is. No, he can't. He's 3/10 down on his current best. The straps will be very interesting for the features because we've got a small matter of the sprint race to get out of the way first. And so Felice coming around, he's going to get another lap in as well. Some of these guys are going to get one more lap in. Does unsafe. Worry the top 2. No, 4/10 down on his current best. Odon does not improve either. Glyn has improved up to P8. About Norris. Nope, not him. Joker's improved to 9th. Oh, Dusty Fossil finds himself down in P12 then, championship leader in GT2. Viper's going okay. It doesn't look like the front engine cars are doing particularly well this week. Vipers and the GTRs struggling. It's very much Audis, McLaren, Audis, Lamborghinis and Peugeots. As Mikey has slotted himself into 3rd. With his final run then, the 52.4. Good luck there from him, ahead of his teammate, then unsafe, so Mikey then the lead. Team Germany car. Jonesy put himself P5. Good luck from Jonesy at the 52.7. Leading the Team America charge as was last week. So Ross then lowered the bar with a 51.6 on his final run. Must have put himself a bit more time. James has got a penalty, so he will not be improving. Mikey's finished. Right, unsafe release. His last chance then to improve. Out of the final corner he comes. Hammer down. Mikey beating unsafe, but for how much longer? Unsafe flies towards the line. Does he improve? He does not. No. So Mikey has pipped unsafe release. Mikey has apparently been setting some solid lap times this week, so not that much of a shock. And Jonesy improved on P5. Also goes up to P7 then, so a good last run from him. Royston improves, but doesn't improve his position. Goose and Joker dragging to the line. Both of them are improving that run though. So there we go then. It is Ross then, as you might expect from a GT1 driver, dropping down. Who takes pole position then from Jadon, who will line up alongside him. Mikey and Unsafe in All Germany row 2. Then Jonesy and Royston together on row 3. Derek and Dusty Fossil on row 4. It's Nobby Norris and Joker on row 5. Glyn and Odon share row 6. Zom and Goose row 7. Johnny Boy just behind them. Indeed, should be interesting races indeed. Of course, sprint race and low tyre wear, no fuel depletion to worry about. So it's going to be difficult to see past Ross. That's a big advantage he's got there over the field, but once you get racing, you never know. Slipstream will be key. Of course, we did see him make a mistake on his first flying run, so that's a Lamborghini. Can be a little bit tricky at times. Italy leading the way, France second, Germany third and fourth, America in fifth, France in P6, Italy P7, Japan in P8, so all 5 nations in the top 8. Italy 9th, Japan in P10, and America, Germany, France, America and Japan. So we wait for the race to commence. Get some predictions in the chat then. Is it going to be a Ross walk-off? Can Jadon, can Mikey, can Unsafe get in the mix? Can Jonesy snatch a podium in this one then with no tyre wet? Can Team Japan recover from a poor qualifying? Current championship leaders in both, well, in fact, of all 3 categories in both GT1 and GT2 drivers, and overall in the team standings after their double points week, of course. So predictions, please. Tell us who you think is going to win at this one. Viva reckons Team Germany ever so strong. Tough to see another team beat them in the team standing. Yeah, you reckon so, do you? I mean, that's interesting coming from my man representing Team Italy. Here goes Ross James Unsafe. He's not putting his backing on Mikey. Understandable. Ross then going to lead them to the lights, and we are going for 11 laps of Trial Mountain for the sprint race. Ross immediately going to the pit wall to try and break the slipstream then. The cars are snaking around behind them, trying to get that all-important slipstream as they head up to turn 1 for the first time. Everybody get through this tricky couple of corners, and cold tyres okay. Answer is yes they do. Johnny Boy's a little bit off the back there, not sure what's happened to him. Ross has got Jadon all over him early doors. Oh, Ross has had a bit of a moment there. And James is trying to get alongside on the outside. They were dominating my rear wing, as I remember, in that first race. James then applying the pressure early doors. Into the tunnel we go. Mikey and Unsafe right with them as well. And Jonesy there as well. The big snake still as they head into the tunnel for the backstraight for the first time. Ross leads, but James is right in the slipstream then and closing. And we're going to see a move. Here he comes to the inside. And up the inside goes the Peugeot. And through into the lead of the race. Good move there from Jadon. Knew he had to get in front early, try and keep Ross in the pack before he ran away. He's done exactly that now. Can they break away together? They've got Mikey right with them though. And Safe Jonesy, yeah, there's a big train of cars still in this lead battle. In fact, everybody's still more or less there. Just trying to put a little bit of drift. But still on the trail, still on the tail. Oh, Mikey passed Ross. Ross has had another mistake, and Mikey up to P2. Oh, Josie! Big old send into the... I don't think he meant that. He's forced to safe a little bit wide. Oh, did he mean it? Oh, very sideways there, coming out the corner. Into the wall we go. Now a drag race between the Audi and the Viper, and I think there's only going to be one winner of that, and Jonesy's going to make a move for fourth. And Royston trying to buy into this as well. Jonesy takes fourth from unsafe. In the background we've got Derek and Dusty Fossil side by side into turn one. As brave through goes the Lamborghini. And GT2 dropping behind, and Nobby Norris now looks around the outside. Joker lurking as well. 2 Italy cars versus 2 Japan. Joker forcing his way back ahead. Oh, then has a big old slide. Where did he go? Is he still there? He's still there. Nobby looking up the inside. Glynn trying to buy into this battle as well. Through the little tunnel we go. So up front then, James' lead is 1.1 seconds over Mikey, who has got Ross right behind him. Are we going to see Ross go back into P2 here? Looks to the inside then for the banked hairpin. Here we go, down the inside. And he takes P2 nicely. He knows he has to get after James. His lead is over a second. Can't let him get away. And a couple of mistakes on lap 1. Still let Mikey through. Unsafe trying to get back at Jonesy, but Jonesy driving very well up in P4, leading this second group. And Unsafe has now got Royston all over the back of him as well. Royston having a very strong start to this one. You've got Derek trying to get involved. Dusty Fossil, Joker still under threat from Nobby Norris. He's looking down the inside into the penultimate corner. With Glynn looking to pick up the pieces as well. Nobby Norris gets the move done. Good move. It's a Goose and Zom and Odon there just struggling a little bit for Team Germany. Johnny Boy's had a driver somewhere, unfortunately. James Lee then 9/10 of a second over Ross. Return is 7/10 ahead of Mikey, and a gap back of 1.5 to Jonesy. Royston has got the move done on Unsafe into the first couple of corners. So Unsafe going backwards then. And now he's got Derek and Dusty Fossil all over him as well. Then it goes purple in sector 1. He tries to close in on Jadon, gets that gap under a second. So the race is insane, yeah. Doing very, very well there. It's a circus would be giving a hope to GT1 boys for Team America. P4, Austin P5, and Safe, then Derek and Dusty Fossil. Small guy back, then you've got Nobby, Joker, Glynn, Goose, Zom and Odon are battling over P13. On board then with Zom. Come through this right-hander towards the big drop. Look in the distance, see if you can see Nessie in the lake. So a bit of an Easter egg in the game. They could look in that lake, for certain camera angles anyway, in the photo mode. Got a move going on up ahead. Who's that? That is Nobby Norris defending from Joker. There is Joker. Behind. He's dealt with one GTR. He's now looking at Dusty Fossil. In the slipstream as well. And we're going to see a move from Nobby Norris. Dusty Fossil's holding the inside, but Nobby's found a way up alongside. He's got the inside for turn 1. Is Dusty Fossil going to try and hang it around the outside? No, he does not. Nobby Norris then up to P8. In Japan, that's struggling a little bit this week. The GTR not suiting this circuit, it seems. But then Mikey now 1.2 behind Ross, who is right on the tail of Jadon. 4/10 is now the gap. Ross was half a second faster on that last lap, then he's right with the race leader on lap 4 of 11. He's got a good run at the back straight here. Are we going to see a move? Here we are, to the inside goes the Lamborghini. And Ross Ross is going to retake the lead as they reach the hairpin. 3 laps after he lost it to James at the same place. So what has Jadon got then in response? Can he fight back? Not battling, it's just that Mikey just closing ever so slightly as well, so Mikey's still very much in touch here. Jones is still going well in P4, got a gap now, but Royston is now just chipping away at that advantage. Safe is still there. Derek has just dropped off a little bit. Now he's got his rear gunner behind him there, Nobby Norris. Then got the 2. Oh no, Glynn's up to P10. And Joker's got himself a half-second penalty. Yeah, Scuzzy. So Joker has lost a place and he's going to lose probably another one here because no, Goose has got a penalty as well. Odon now has got ahead of Zom, but they might be able to pick up at least 1 place here, maybe even 2. As those 2 cars serve their half-second penalties. Goes past 1. Goose sives over them to try and get the slipstream. Saves him from getting passed by 2 cars. Coming to the line, 54.3. Personal best there from him. Ross then leading the way. Chased by Jadon. The lead is 0.8 of a second, so James has not let him get away yet. Staying in touch, he could do with the slipstream though, but he's not got it. Ross had a better run out of the tunnel onto the back straight, and that lead is now growing 1.1, 1.2 seconds. And Mikey is in fact coming back now at Jadon. So Mikey's now in slipstream range. So James, having lost the lead, is now under threat from behind again as the Team Germany car closes in. Further back then, Jones's lead over Royston is 0.9 of a second, but Unsafe has re-engaged as well. So we've got 2 battles of 3. 3 for the first 3 places, 3 for 4th, 5th and 6th as well. Derek down a little bit of no man's land. Robbie's got just as possible company. Glynn's there as well. And then Joker. Odon's down P12. Goes right behind him. And then Zom with him as well. I told you he'd been setting some good times. I think Mikey has been in good form this week. Can he string it together though for the race? He's now 6.5 off the back of P2. .51.9, there we go. Just as Graham says in the chat, I've seen Mikey in the 51s. He delivers one. Rostow, however, has done a 51.4 on that lap. That is absolutely stunning pace there from the Lamborghini. He is now dropping. This is what we're worried about at the start. So James obviously led for the first 3.5 laps. After overtaking Ross on lap 1, but since Ross has got into the lead and got into clear air, he is now just dropping this pair. He's had a bit of a poor run there through sector 1, and James has just pulled away ever so slightly. Well, Jonesy's lead has gone up again. Royston still got Unsafe in close attendance, although he's not in slipstream range. Derek, Nobby closing up together, Justin Foster going with them. Lynn's still there as well. Oh, we've got Odon versus Joker in a drag race. He's got the inside line for the hairpin. He's going to be late on the brakes. Joker then late on the brakes, dives in there, a bit of banging of doors, trying to squeeze him down. Odon fights back though and takes P11 away. Good hard battling there. That was Joker got to respond. It's not looking like a strong week for Team Japan. Cruiser 13th, and Zolman giving chase. Johnny Boyd not far behind. Off to the line, 51.6 again from Ross, and he is just banging in fastest laps. Behind him, 52 flat there from Jadon, 52.9 from Mikey, so he had a bit of a shocking lap there, and just at a 51.9, he was a second off that lap. So Mikey's held it together for one lap. Can he do it again? Let's get back into that rhythm. A little mistake somewhere in that last lap. Sector 1, possibly here. Car goes very light over that crest. This is also a very tricky corner to get right. Kind of aiming at that apex. There's a big rock on the inside there which will bounce you wide. He's only 700ths down on his current best, so Mikey's been on it again this lap. Can he close back in on James and put some pressure on? Through the hairpin we go onto the back straight. Jonesy continues to hold P4 comfortably, but Royston has now closed back in again. A poor run through the tunnel there, has got that gap under a second. However, the Viper now stretching his legs. Royston not under immediate threat from Unsafe, even though Unsafe is now back in slipstream range. He's dragging him along. Further back, just Fossil has repassed Nobby Norris, who's back into the top 8. He's still there. Odon there, Joker still with him as well. So last time around, Odon took P11 through this corner. Joker's going to fight back, goes late and deep on the brakes, trying to get around the outside. Odon though holding the middle ground. On their way through. On board with Glyn in the Viper. To the American muscle. Flashes to the curb there, getting tight. Early upshift. Oh, who was that having a drama up ahead? Oh, it's a scratched out. That's Derek. Derek is around. I saw a car going off to the inside there. I think he's got on the grass on the outside and lit up the rears, and he's had a tank slapper and has gone around. So Derek then has thrown away P7. Up positions go Dusty Fossil, Nobby Norris, Odon, Joker. He's recovered to P12, so he's still ahead of Goose, just. It's on 2.8 behind them. See that the Viper struggling with front end turn in there through that section. Drama somewhere for Johnny Boy that last lap. 203 on the 54s now though. Lost his lead now 2.7 seconds, and he is just cruising away from James, who has in turn just put a bit of distance between himself and Mikey, so he's not under any immediate pressure. Into the 51s for the first time, in fact last time around. 51.7. Might be the 52.2. There's a battle on for fifth. Unsafe coming back at Royston. Down the inside into the hairpin. He's gone very deep on the brakes though. No, he hasn't. He's got it stopped beautifully. Look like he's carrying a lot of speed, but Royston though gets the switch back up the inside. He's then got the outside though for the right-hander. It's single file through this bit. So move done. Unsafe back onto P5. And he's got 1.4 seconds to close on Jonesy. Through the left-hander we go on board. There's the Peugeot. There's the Viper we're chasing. Brakes just over a second. However, Jonesy there, clipping the wall, I think, on the exit of the final corner. However, the Viper stretching his legs. And that gap building. 2.4 from Unsafe release. Tidy lap, but not his best. His lap before. 2 when we go that alley there, getting very lively there, and over the crest you see the car wobbling around. I think Royce was a little bit wide there. Cost himself a bit of time, lost a bit of ground to Unsafe. Fossil, Nobby Norris, Glyn together, then Odon going a little bit wide through the tunnel. Joker still keeping him honest, but not close enough to attack, and then Derek trying to recover after that spin. Threw away P7. Dewson's on, are also close together. These two best of friends on track. So this can only go well. Ross's lead is now 4.1 seconds, and he's done a 51 flat. 51 flat. And bear in mind, there is no fuel depletion. His car is not getting any lighter, and the tyres are getting more worn, and he's going quicker on his own. 51 flat is one hell of a lap time. Ross is going to be a force to be reckoned with tomorrow in GT1. So do watch out for him tomorrow. He is looking a big threat. James's lead is 2.3 over Mikey then, so he seems to have stemmed off the threat. Jonesy, however, has not. He has now got unsafe all over the back of him on lap 9 of 11. Put onto lap then coming up. See, everybody 5 seconds covered, and bear in mind 21 seconds covers your top, well, from 2nd to 14th. It's bad. We've got a couple of outliers there. I mean, Ross is just absolutely hooning it around. But yeah, so this seems to be the Circuit de la Ross. Only a 51.7 on the last lap though. So this one is the closest battle at the minute, then the battle for 4th. Jonesy there trying to weave and snake across the track there, trying to break the slipstream to the Audi R8 behind him. It's obscene pace, isn't it? I've got nowhere near that at all. I haven't had practice. I'm not racing, so I haven't really practiced the sprint race format. I don't do the enduros to help with the strategy, but sometimes you just can't beat pure pace. It's unsafe, looking for a way around this Viper. On the brakes at the hairpin. No way through though. It's going to be the widest Viper. I think he clipped the wall there. Through the right-hander part of it. It's a little bit wide, but hangs onto it then. Unsafe looking left and right now for a way by. Royston still very much in touch as well. Pick up the pieces if there are any to be coming his way. Speed down to the final couple of corners then. Unsafe not close enough for a dive. Jones is a little bit wide of the apex at the penultimate corner. Compromises his line, gives Unsafe an opportunity out of the final corner. He is 2/10. The Viper is pulling away. Still pulling away. Still pulling away despite this. Now, no, that Viper continues to pull away. Now he starts to close. The first couple of corners gone board with the R8 then. He chases down the Viper into the tunnel we go. Let's do with the Viper. Going a tighter line there, so using more of the track there, trying to keep the speed up. Down the first gear for the right-hander. The second short sprint here. There's an opportunity on the brakes, looking at the inside. Jonesy not giving him a chance. The Unsafe is right there. The small tunnel we go. He's actually to get a better line there, but he can't find a way through. There's not quite a car's width. Here we go again. Drag race down the back straight. As you were up front. Jonesy defending the inside. He's pulling away still. Now the Audi starts to close. Now the slipstream is taking effect, but is it going to be too little too late? Goes to the outside. He's going to try and go the long way around. Oh, he's got it done. No, Jonesy fights back. Oh, and just cuts him off. A very bold attempt. Nearly paid off. Nearly a superb move. But didn't quite happen for him. He's still got a couple of corners to go. But we're going to leave it and watch the race leader come across the line. It's been domination from Ross once he's got to the front. He pulls away and he's victorious in the sprint race. Jadon's going to go across the line for P2. Great drive from him. Mikey, superb P3. So he's happy with that flashing the lights. And Jonesy is going to hang on for P4. Great drive from him. It's 4th for Jonesy. 5th for Unsafe. 6th for Royston. Dusty Fossil's going to get P7. Oh, in the background, Tom's almost had a crash as Nobby gets P8. Glyn P9. Odon P10. Joker P11. Derek P12. So Goose in P13. P14 for Zom. Johnny Boy then coming around to the final couple of corners. Had a bit of drama early on, which lost in the pack. You see there's some solid lap times in there, 54s. Fairly regularly once he's in his groove. As I was saying to this week, I think he heaps a lot of pressure on himself. It's been solid improvement from him, season on season. crosses the line then at P15. Of course, that will be pole for the feature race with a reverse grid. Because I'm not sure if I'm more impressed with Jonesy or Mikey. Well, yeah, that's a fair point. Both their superb drives from them. The result then finished. Ross then victorious by 5.7 seconds then over Jadon, with Mikey in third. Jonesy fourth then, so 4 nations in the top 4. Unsafe in P5. Royston P6. Dusty Fossil lead Japan guy in P7. It's Nobby Norris in P8. Great job from him, despite feeling under the weather. Glyn gets P9, Odon P10, Joker P11, Derek then recovered but only to P12 after his little drama. Goose gets P13, Zom P14, and Johnny Boy rounding out the finishes then. And of course this will be reverse order for the grid, so Johnny and Zom will be at the front for the main race with Goose and Derek, Joker, Odon, Glyn and Nobby, Dusty, Royston, Unsafe, Jonesy, Mikey, Jadon and Ross at the very back. Raw American horsepower. There's Jersey. Yes, Unsafe there. Commenting there was a bit of lag for Jersey's car. We then prepare then a 4 feature race when Zom sorts the grid out and sorts the lobby out first. There we go. So then while we're doing this, I must remind you, number 1, if you haven't already liked the stream, please do so. Thank you very much. That helps us out immensely. Of course, keep those comments coming as well. 20 in there. I expect 20 likes on the stream, please. Thank you. And while we're waiting for the break, we will touch on the standings. Wherefore aren't we? GT2 standings. Here we go then. So, after last week's double point week, Dusty Fossil leads the way, as you would expect. With his victory then, he leads on 104 points. Joker propelling himself up to P2. Standings on 93. Then we've got Jadon in P3 on 74 points. Jonesy in 4th on 68 there. So testament there to his excellent performances in the feature races, where of course there are more points up for grabs. So he's a P4 switchback in P5. He had a bit of a turbulent week last time out in the feature race, despite a strong showing in the first race. Unsafe in P6. And Odon P7, they're on 61 and 49 respectively. Derek is P8 and the standings on 43. And we've got Mikey next up on 39. Nobby Norris on 35 and P10. Then it's Zom in 11th on 33. Goose on 32 and 12th. The Royston is 13th on 30. Glyn is 14th on 27 with Beach and 15th on 13. Team standings then, Japan leading the way on 363.5 points. Their double points last week to propel them to the top. Germany second on 322, and we've got Italy on 302. France in 4th on 293, with the USA on 239. That was 27 laps then of this tight, twisting, undulating circuit for the feature race. Of course, the hard and the medium tyres only available. Pit stops will be required because both tyres need to be used. However, fuel is going to be probably slightly more limiting factor this week. No, today it is the tyres, not the medium tyres anyway. Now there is the possibility that this could be a one-stop race if somebody's feeling brave and wants to do something different. We're looking at the likes of Zom and maybe Derek, maybe Nobby Norris for something a little bit different there. Two-stopper, probably the way that most will go though. A lot of time on the medium tyres, as you would expect. Do hold on okay, but suppose it's the benefits of each car and whether or not they can stretch the fuel out to make it work. Of course, you will be doing a long stint on those medium tyres. Are they going to last for 13 laps? Is the question. Of course, if you like the racing action tonight, we're going to do it all again tomorrow. Please do join, probably switchback, for GT1. Of course, 8:30 tomorrow. We'll be back here at Trial Mountain once again, letting the GT1 boys do their thing. And is Ross going to do what he's done tonight and dominate from the front? Everybody's lips tomorrow. Can anybody respond to that pace? GT1. Nobody had an answer in that one. In GT2. Because reckons is one of the best tracks of GT. Yeah, one of the originals. Yeah, I'd probably say that. So the new final chicane definitely helps with sort of an overtaking opportunity, because before it was quite a high-paced, fast kind of just throw it in, a bit like this couple of corners here. You just kind of threw it in, so it wasn't really a heavy braking zone, definitely not an overtaking place. So at least they've kind of created another overtaking opportunity with that. I say, other than that, this circuit is fairly as it was all the way back on Gran Turismo 1. So, much unchanged, which we like. So he's on the hard tyres currently. That's to give an indication of who's doing what strategy-wise. Moving on the hard tyres. Ross is on the hard tyres, as you might expect. He's starting on the back of the grid. Lynn's on the hard tyres. Mike, he's on the hard tyres. Some hard tyres for Goose as well. Zom is sat in the pits on the mediums. It's hard tyres for Unsafe. Hard for Jadon. Johnny Boy's on the mediums, as you expect, starting at the front. Derek's on the mediums. So again, a couple of guys at the front look like they're going to try and bolt away from the pack on the medium tyres. It's hard tyres for Jonesy, Dusty Fossil, Royston and Joker. So 3 cars currently sat on the medium tyres. Whether or not they carry that over into the race, we'll find out shortly. So I suppose a question to the chat then, where does this rank in everybody's favourites circuits of the originals? Do we like this one? Are there other favourites? Do you have other favourites? I do like this one, although it's not my favourite. I think I prefer Deep Forest and the High Speed Ring. High Speed Ring was always my favourite circuit from the first game. It's quite a simple layout, I suppose, but yeah, that and Deep Forest were kind of my favourite too. I didn't mind. I'm surprised that more original tracks haven't come across yet. Still not that keen on the new Grand Valley sort of setup, if I'm honest. I was kind of hoping like the Autumn Ring might have appeared by now. I would have thought that was quite a key part of the first game, so I'm surprised that hasn't come back yet. So at this point now, I'm not really expecting any much from this game now, because there's talk, of course, of Gran Turismo 8 being in the pipeline, but how far down the pipeline that is, I thought that would have been a while away yet. Like the games are usually out for a good 4 or 5 years between them, so. Big old yeet there. So now on the countdown to the start of race 2, our feature race, 27 laps ahead of us. For His Royal Highness Sir Zomlar of Royal Leamington Spa. is off. And here we go then. So, the feature race is upon us. It can't rain here, so there's no threat of rain. Ross starting at the back then, so it's Johnny Boy who's going to lead us off from pole position. Zom giving chase, and Goose in third, Derek in fourth. Like a tyre situation then. So, Johnny Boy on the mediums, Zom's now on the hards. Goose is on the hard tyre. It's mediums for Derek. Joker's on the hards. Odon is on hards. Glyn is on hards. Nobby Norris is on hards. As is Justy Fossil, as is Royston, as is Unsafe, as is Jonesy, Mikey, Jadon, and Ross as you expect, and away we go. Here goes Ross, James Unsafe. Sorry, Ross Unsafe and James this time. And let's see then as Johnny Boy's going to lead us into turn one for the first time on those medium tyres. Now Derek as well on the medium tyres in fourth. How quickly can he cut through? He needs to get through these two cars ahead of him and start trying to pull away. So we'll be taking his pain of the hard tyres later on. Through the tunnel we go. For the first time. Everybody's still got through okay. Any big movers and shakers yet? Just had a bit of a drama. Just lost a little bit of time. All good so far. Johnny Boy still leads the way. Let's give him some air time. Solomon Goose still between him and Derek, the other medium tyre runner. Particularly for Johnny Boy, then he's got over a second, so he's not giving slips into Zom. Here comes Derek on the attack. He's got to run out the double small tunnel then, but Goose using that Viper power to just drive around the outside of Zom, who's then got Derek on the inside. They're three wide. Going into the hairpin, Zom in the middle, Goose on the right. He's gone, Zom goes late on the brakes, back through into P2. Derek naturally get up the inside of the Viper, and he does. So he's on there late on the brakes. Controlled it nicely. Hangs on to P2. Derek though right behind him on their medium tyres, and everybody else is right there as the snake winds its way then through the corners. There's cleared one of those cars. He needs to get ahead of the Peugeot now. A good opportunity here though. Zom's got a bit defensive. Back him up for Royston and James, also further back in the pack. Yeah, he was there. Derek will be desperate to get ahead here. He's losing valuable time on those medium tyres. He needs clear air or clearer air. He's going to go for a move into turn one. Zom's gone defensive again, but Derek double bluffs him. Gets to the inside for turn one. He's got very tight line though, and Zom's going to sweep around the outside. Very nearly goes off, and now here comes Goose back into the attack. Oh, Goose is wide. Oh, Johnny's got a penalty. Derek up the inside, into the tunnel and through. Critical for his race that. He needed that quickly. So Johnny Boy leads, but he got himself a half-second penalty, probably from turn one. But Derek now up to P2. Back there, air. It's on the right there. And it's on Goose, Joker. Oh, that's Glenn bouncing off the wall. Contact there between Nobby Norris, who's pushed him wide into the face of Royston, who loses out to Dusty Fossil. And then here comes Odon, Unsafe, and Jadon. Let's look at this pack of cars here. 2-3 wide. Jadon and Adon side by side. Glenn on the outside as well. He's got boxed in a little bit there. Into the hairpin we go. It's 3 wide. Oh, that's Ross. Arrives at the hairpin, turns right into a left-hander. Oh, Derek's back down to P3. There's a Goose who's got ahead of both Zom and to Derek. Somehow, probably just Viper power down the back straight. Oh, Zom's up the inside of Derek. There's contact. Oh, and now Joker's sideways. Zom's had a drama as well, and now Joker's all over him. To the outside, then goes the GTR. To the outside again, trying to switch back somewhere. There's Pat behind him. Royston in 6th, and Jadon's up to 8th, and he's making good progress. Contact there with Nobby Norris, he's up to 7th. So James then cutting through nicely from the back of the grid. 56.2 then. First fastest lap of the race from Jadon. Up front, meanwhile, Goose now takes the lead. Johnny Boy served his penalty. Trying to get the inside. Oh, there's big contact and off the wall. And Johnny Boy's parked on the inside. That's a terrifying place to be stuck. Oh no, he's stuck against the wall on the inside. And away he goes. Oh, disappointment there for Johnny Boy. We seem to bounce off Derek's car, and the physics put him into the wall and got him caught. The stint at the front is unfortunately over then, but leaves Goose leading the way from Derek. Zom still in third, Joker in fourth, and a little bit of a gap back. James is now fifth. So from 14th to 5th in 2.5 laps. Royston behind him, so all the Team France cars in the top 6 at the moment. Not being said unsafe there. Ooh, was that going wide? That was. Who was that? One of the Vipers. It was Glyn, I think. He's gone very deep at the hairpin. Ross is piping backwards a lap ago. He's on the back of the train already. Now he's on the back of Odon. Missed descending over the circuit. It can't rain here, so Ross to go around the outside. That's going to be some if he can pull that off. Oh, he has done. What a move from Ross. Round the outside of Odon. That's not an overtaking place normally. Ahead of him now is Dusty Foster. He's battling with Jonesy. Final couple of corners. Jonesy, of course, had a really good race 1. And was fighting a rear guard action by the end of it. Ross then has popped out immediately out of that final corner then. Ross is just on it here. We've seen it before. He's reminding everybody. It's P10. He goes around the outside again. Lynn now has rejoined this battle. Next target for Ross is Jonesy. And safe. Norris is 7th, and Royce is 6th. Jadon working on Joker. Look at all the France cars here swarming. Like a pack of baguettes. Joker, and yeah, that's worked out nicely there. Thomas boxed him in, and Jadon takes the place. And Royce is going to try and get the inside as well. Joker having a twitch, that GTR, that rear end traction loss is absolutely terrifying at times. He's held off Royston for now. He went a bit wide. Said Royston got a good run into the tunnel. It's a double slipstream from the 2 France cars ahead. Jadon's going to make the move from 3rd. So I'm going to let his teammate go then. What has the GTR got? Zom gets back across and defends the inside. Joker's going to have to go the long way around. He might have got the switch back there, though he did. Superb driving from Joker. Up to 4th he goes. Tom's resistance is broken. Still got French cars all around him there. He's fighting them all on his own at the minute. Robin Norris is trying to get there. It's unsafe. Jonesy's now got Ross all over him. Ross made the move around the outside of Odon a lap ago. Does not make the same move on the Viper. I feel like it's just a matter of time before he does. Glyn's now up to P11. Dusty Foster's under 13th, so he's struggling in this one. Then Derek now has got to the front of 54.5, fastest lap of the race, so he's starting to stretch his legs now, but it's taken him 4 and a bit laps to get there. Now he can start to use the advantage of those medium tyres, though he's got about half a stint left, a little bit more, because he's got more than half a tank of fuel. It's what's going to give up first, his tyres or his fuel. Goose driving on a 2nd. Jada now 3rd and closing in. Joker's now dropped Royston, who's ahead of Zom. So Zom's now fighting off Nobby Norris. Jonesy sliding her back. Jonesy's got ahead of unsafe release somewhere. And all that. Here comes Ross. In 11th, ahead of Odon. Dusty Fossil. Just Mikey. Johnny Boy. Catch back up again, having had that earlier drama. Car got stuck on the inside wall of the tunnel. Ross and unsafe then now going to go at it. This is right under the rear wing of the Audi R8. Jonesy looking for a move on Nobby Norris. Jonesy's going to make the move on Nobby Norris. Good move. Very good move. Just trying to find a way past unsafe, but no such luck. Well, he's not stuck behind Jonesy anymore. Jonesy is going forwards. again. Finding his happy place in an American muscle car. And now he's straight onto the back of Zom. Already he's going to go for a move into the pits. He's got Royston. So Royston boxing early. Goes down the inside of Zom into the penultimate corner. Gets the move done. Zom going to fight back. Of course he is. Unsafe's going round Nobby Norris meanwhile. And he gets that move done. Nice move there from Unsafe Release. Who then lets Ross go. So down to that goes Nobby. Ross then up to 8th. Jadon in 3rd. Now all over the back of Sir Goose. Goes up the inside. He's got the overlap. The Viper pulls ahead in a straight line, but then into the corners we go. And the Peugeot gets down the inside. Up to P2 he goes. Derek now 3.6 seconds clear on the medium tyres that you would expect him to do so, I think. Oh, Goose there clipped the wall. And that's going to drop him right back into the clutches of Joker immediately. Who's now doing well. He's got clear of that pack behind. Jonesy now charging forward. Zom now defending from Unsafe. He's going to go all the way around the outside, is he? They give him the inside for the next bit. That's a good move. If he set that up nicely, he has. And Ross trying to follow him through. And Nobby Norris. Zom is now getting duffed up. Good move from Unsafe. Through goes Ross. Nobby Norris alongside. Here comes the Viper as well. Look at the speed of that Viper. Takes 2. Unsafe now defending from Ross. They might both be defending from Glyn. Five cars then trying to get to the same bit of track there. Unsafe's wide. Ross is wide. Nobby Norris trying to fight back against Glyn. Glyn's up the inside of Ross. And is that Odon or Mikey joining? It's Odon joining the back of this as well. Germany cars at each end. 2 Italians and an American and a French car in the middle of it. That's what it is for the pits. It was Jadon in now. So another of the Team France cars in the pits. They're getting off those hard tyres early. Everybody else seems to be going at least one more lap. So Derek lead is 5.3 seconds then as he tips into turn 1. Got half a tank of fuel though, so there's the potential here. Highway looks alright as well. So, ooh, having said that, there's a big old slide there. Those rear tyres just starting to lose their edge. Derek's pushing hard. Derek, I think, has got the potential here to do the one stop. We shall see. Oh, Goose sideways, very sideways, still battling that car. Joker now all over him. Jones is closing in, also very sideways. Ross has got through that pack into 5th, then Unsafe, then Glyn, then Nobby, then Odon, Mikey, Dusty, Johnny Boy now 12th. Because we end the pits, we've had Jadon, we've got Royston just behind him. Zom just on his way out then, so all done their hard tyre stint, so it's 2 stops for Team France. Looking at Derek's tyre and fuel wear here, his fuel depletion is the key thing. He's just under half a tank. And you need to do a 14 and you need to do a 14 and a 13 if you want to do the one stopper. Now he's just under half a tank, so the potential 13 lap stint here coming up, so I have to keep an eye on what Derek does. 53.8 is the fastest lap of the race from him. It's Japan versus America. Goose still holding off Joker, and now Jonesy has arrived. Odon pitting in the background. Joker, I think, might be in a bit of trouble by the time he gets to turn 1 here, because Jonesy is lining him up. Gains is going to go to the outside, interestingly. Joker hang on to that overlap. He can, but Jones is just going to force the issue and through. So the Viper there using its straight line prowess. That said though, is he up the inside? Not quite. Very sideways there from Joker as Ross arrives on the scene as well. Safe. Glyn, Nobby Norris still nose to tail as well. Then Odon. Oh, it's Mikey in the pits then. Usually Fossil. Boy now in 11th. Yeah, it was Mikey in the pits, he's just on his way. He's going to come out ahead of Zom critically. So, the question is... That's Ross then about to make the move on Joker for 4th. GTR is just suffering around here at the moment. Goes deep on the brakes, but Ross up the inside. Can Joker hang it around the outside? And there, the Lamborghini's just got too much grunt off the corners. Derek lead there now, 8.6 seconds. Tyre wear still looks good as well. So what strategy are we going to see then? I think Joker's just peeled into the pits. He has. So Joker then on the 2-stop. That'll be all over the back of Glyn. Viper then just pulls away. He's also got slipstream from the Audi ahead of him. Well, further up the road, Ross is on the back of the 2 Vipers, but the 2 Vipers on a straight line are going to be very, very difficult to overtake. And through this section here where he's probably got the advantage, it's difficult to follow. Now, however, he thinks about to move up the inside of Jonesy. He's going to force that up the inside. He does. Now almost caught Goose out on the outside there. He ran a little bit wide. Ross tries to go the outside of Goose as well. That's going to be a good move. Goose fights back, but Ross is through. Great move from Ross. Clears both those Vipers in 2 corners. And now he's got some clear track, but Goose fights back up the inside onto the back straight, and Ross is right there. So are we going to see at least one of these Vipers get back ahead now? They're going to be so quick in a straight line. Here they come already. Are they going to get there before the end of the straight though? Goose is closing. Ross has gone defensive. Down the inside of Goose up to 3rd, but not close enough to overtake Ross. Now Ross should be able to hold his ground for the rest of the lap. Jones fancy something quite ambitious. Flashing the lights there can do. Showing everybody that he's a hazard. What's on the back of his car? Is that made in China? Just doesn't it? Just spotted that. Top work, pal. Top work. So Derek is your leader. 9.8 seconds then over Ross, who is now giving chase. Jonesy in 3rd. Goose in 4th. So it's Team Italy 1-2. Team America 3-4. Then Germany 5th. Glyn in 6th then, so all the American Vipers in the top 6 then. Did not think we'd be saying that at this circuit. Odin in P7, Dusty Fossil in P8, Nobby Norris is P9, Johnny Boy P10. Then we got the pit stoppers, Jadon in 11th, Rush in 12th, Mikey in 13th, Joker 14th, and Tom in 15th. Derek's tyre wear now, starting to bite a little bit on the right hand side. Front right tyre looking a little bit worse for wear. Front right rear tyre also looking a little bit worse for wear, but about halfway won. Lap 10 now under a quarter of a fuel. So you've got to imagine he's aiming for 13 laps. So look at how he's pushing most of the way up the rev range. Ooh, glanced off the wall there. He's kind of revving it out mostly, but overly revving it. 4.7, so that time's just sort of stabilising. Lee's still 9 seconds then. Ross giving chase, and now got 2 seconds over Jonesy. 53.9 then from Ross Mikey. Meanwhile, has the fastest lap of the race of 52.6. But I bet Glyn has just blown past unsafe release in a straight line, so the Vipers now 3rd, 4th and 5th. Don't know, Biggles. Don't know. That's what I'm thinking in a minute. I'm looking at it. I mean, he's definitely not getting 14. One guy's definitely not getting 14 is Glyn. He's on the red line already, so the Vipers will be in as Goose has let Glyn through, but also let Unsafe through. I don't know if that was just running wide. Is Goose in trouble on fuel? It's very low. It's very low on fuel on Goose's car. Glyn's also on the red line, as is Jones. Jones is the best of the 3, so the Vipers are in this time around regardless. Goose is going to be on absolute fumes. He's going to blow by the Audi once again. In a straight line, but is he going to make it to the pit lane? Oh, contact there at Unsafe, trying to turn in, finds the Viper on the inside. Goose will get ahead. He is absolutely running on embers now. Is he going to run out of fuel? He's going to be so tight. Derek is in. So Derek's in on lap 11, interestingly. Oh, he's out of fuel. Goose has run out of fuel on the run to the pit lane. So Derek in, Ross in, Jonesy in, Glyn in. Goose will be there in a second. There he goes. Unsafe's going to carry on though. So Unsafe, look at Unsafe's fuel. He's still got a quarter of a tank. He's definitely going for the one stop. As is Odon. Odon's a little bit worse on fuel. Dusty Fossil also goes through again. He's doing very well on fuel as well. So Dusty Fossil looks to be going for the one stopper. So we do have some people trying different strategies here. Nobby Norris also another one. Plenty of fuel left in that car. He's trying the one stopper. Jadon, we know he's on the two stopper, and he's going to clear Derek. So he's undercut Derek. He's out on his way now. Royston is going to come out. Where's he? Oh, just gets ahead as well. So Derek's there, but Royston's cleared him as well. Derek then is only on half a tank. So yeah, Derek's doing a short hard stint now. So yeah, he's on the two stopper. Derek's taking his pain now, but he has not cleared, so Jadon and Royston have both jumped him with that undercut strategy. Mikey's next along, so Mikey of course used the fastest lap to his name at the minute of 52.6. Joker's still got Zom in hot pursuit. There's Ross, just pitted now, he's on the medium tyres. 3/4 of the tank, so he's on the two stopper as well. He's going for a shorter stint. Jonesy on the medium tyre again, also short stint. As is Glyn. Johnny Boy. Goose then just ran out of fuel on the way into the pits. Nearly made it. He's out of the final corner to the pit lane, but then ran out on the way down, so lost himself a few seconds. So it looks like we've got 4 drivers attempting the one stopper. So what are the gaps then? Unsafe leads. He's 6 seconds ahead of Odon, so it's a Germany 1-2. Dusty Fossil though, right with Odon. Norris for 4th. Jadon, who is 5th, is 16 seconds behind. Bear in mind, everybody's got one more stop to make. Fuel-wise, Dusty Fossil is best off. So Unsafe's now just under a quarter of a tank. Odon is quite a bit worse. Dusty Fossil's only just under a quarter of a tank, so he's the best of the fuel. Nobby Norris about the same as Unsafe, I think. So are we going to see them pit this up, or are they going to go to 14 on the hards? You'd think, looking at the tyre wear, they might want to go just that one extra lap on the hard tyres, give themselves a little bit more in the mediums. So they're being bold, trying something different. Jadon though is catching ahead. He's now 14.6 seconds. He's just on the fastest lap of the race as well, of 52.5. We've got Royce and Derek's got Mikey right behind him because Mikey's on the mediums. Has been for a while. Derek on the hards. Zomp still chasing Joker around. These two have been fairly close since they both came out of their respective pit stops. And then Ross behind them, quickly closing that gap. Vipers, 12th and 13th. Jonesy leading Glyn, Johnny Boy. And Goose has got the second penalty from somewhere. He's been very ambitious for some track limits. I only think it's turn 1 and possibly turn 2. You get half a second each. So unsafe yet, do one more lap. As Dusty Foster's cleared Odon. Odon now on the red line. Jadon is now just 13 seconds off the lead, so that gap's coming down massively. Another 52, 52.7 this time around. It was a tenth and a half away from his personal best. This for dared to be different. Unsafe might be in a position to do something. Dusty Fossil, Feel, Jadon only what 4 seconds behind him. He's going to get him. Dusty Fossil doing 55s. Jadon doing 52s. Yeah, that's just too much difference, isn't it? Jadon now all over Nobby. We come out onto the back straight. This will be a fairly routine overtake, you would imagine. Gets the inside line, going down to the hairpin. He's on fresh tyres. He's also on compound softer, and that is bread and butter. And through he goes. So it's baguette and butter. Unsafe then should be in this time around. He's done his hard tyre stint then. Pushing Louis out of the dirt. No, he's going around again. Interesting. He's just trying to give himself as much as he can do in terms of tyre life. I wonder. Dusty Fossil going around again. Of course, GTR being a front engine car is a lot heavier on its front tyres. Front right tyre looking very second hand. Jadon in third. The gap is now 3 seconds, so 2 seconds to Dusty Fossil and just 10 to the lead. So Odon and Nobby pit. Sixth. It's about to go up to 4th though. Going around, Derek in 8th. It has Ross behind him, who's just cleared Zom by the look of it. Ross's gap to James. So James is 10 seconds off the lead. Ross is 29, so there's another 20 seconds, 19 seconds between Ross and James. Now, it does look like to be favouring James, if I'm honest. But he's done his hard stint there. We'll have to do a longer stint on the mediums. So Ross will have fresh tyres and we'll make some of that back in the pit stop, but I think James is the net race leader. Don't think the one stop is going to work for unsafe. I think that's just too much time being lost at the minute. Losing about 3 seconds a lap. So Jadon has just cleared Dusty Fossil for second. Gap down to 9 seconds. Go, dropping down the hill, and safe is in this time. Right on the limit of fuel as well. Right down to the fumes, the droplets. Dusty Fossil's going around again. Dusty Fossil's just dropped onto the red line, so obviously trying to give himself as much tyre life in the mediums by doing as short as possible. So it'll be 12 laps on the mediums, which is probably about right. Royster's playing himself into contention here as well. As is Mikey. Ross is making progress, so he's now 18 seconds behind Jadon. So he has taken a little bit of time out of him. Does have the fastest lap now, 52.5. In fact, they've got the same lap time. Ross and James have done exactly the same fastest lap until Ross just blows it out of the water. There we go, 52.3. James do that last lap, 53.2. So 9/10 of a second out of him. No, some interesting strategies going on. But fair play for these boys for trying something different. I think Dusty Fossil realised that after the first race especially, that the GTR is struggling here with pace. So why not save yourself the pit stop time? Do one less stop. However, is the time being lost over a lap to get the fuel numbers worth the pain? The thing is now he will be able to push more in the second stint because he's only got to do 12 laps. But no, it'll be 11 laps, won't it? He'll have to do so. Well within the GTR's range, he can push a lot more in that second stint. So let's see where he filters out and what he can do. Because Fossil's not out of this. I think Carl might be in this one, in the equation somewhere. Definitely for a top 5. Maybe not the win. We shall see. GTR will do 11 laps very comfortably on medium tyres. And on fuel. So let's see. Then we'll go around. Dusty Fossil will peel off. He's done the hard bit. He's got himself in the window. Royston as well, interestingly. So he's gone early. He pit earlier than James last time around. Derek goes around, Ross goes around. He's now cleared Joker. So Ross is now 17 seconds off the lead. They're chipping away, but that's a big gap to make up. Despite having the fastest lap of the race. Not taking enough time. You will save a little bit of time in the pit stops as well, but not 19 seconds at the minute. 8 against James's 53.7, so again another 9/10 of a second. He's taking about a second a lap out of him. At that rate, there's not enough laps left. Jonesy looks like he's just cleared Tom. The Viper's fighting back. Tom will be pitting in the next couple of laps. The right tire looking very second hand. Still okay for at least another lap. Wheeling also closing in. So I'm trying from Glyn. Again, of course, we're in the middle of the sort of pit sequence at the minute, so it's difficult to know where everybody lays at the minute. So we're probably not going to find out till about lap 21, 22. Maybe even a little bit earlier when the final pit stop round is coming up. Then we'll kind of see where everybody is. Got the Viper gaining on the Peugeot. Tom goes defensive. Glyn will just say goodbye and drive right on the outside of him. And Azom's going to go deep on the brakes here. I imagine that Peugeot is good on the brakes. The Viper is not its strongest point. Glyn knows he's trying to go right around the outside. Has he gone too wide? I think he has. Yep. Jadon in. So race leader is in for his final stop. Mikey's in as well. The first question is, where are they going to come out relative to Dusty Fossil? Ross is going to carry on. Of course, he went deeper last time around. Derek in. Derek has gone round again. Zom in as well. One safe release. Where is he? So he's ahead of Dusty Fossil. Firstly. James is refueling. Unsafe release is coming into the final couple of corners. So unsafe should be ahead because James is still refueling. He is. Unsafe's going to go through. Jadon's on his way, so there's not much there. They go. Right then. So, Unsafe is in the equation still. Goose is going to get through as well, then James Dunn could have done without that. He'll find a way past that Viper. He's going to have to go a little bit longer on his tyres, but he's in the equation. And the gap is about 5.5 seconds. Goose is wide there, and that's holding up Jadon already. Jadon ahead of Dusty Fossil though. He's about 6 seconds behind. Always with him and Odom. There's Royston. Royston's He's got a few more cars between himself and Jadon. 13th, the Derek strategy's just not paid off for him, has it? Of course, the early race leader. And the guys who started on the medium tyres. That has not come back in favour. Unfortunately, those laps he spent in the pack definitely cost him some time. I've got to put him right with this pack here. I would imagine if he'd have started on the hard, if he'd got clear early on, he definitely lost some time first off. So Ross leaves Joker in. Glynn in. James is going around it one more time. So Ross with a 51.8. Ross now has got the hammer down. Now he's got clear air. He's hit the front for the first time. The pit stops start to occur. Jadon's gap is 34 seconds. Aeon Safe's is 28 seconds. We're looking at pit stop time. 2:35s. So yeah, you're about 35 seconds for a pit stop. But look, have we got anybody in the pit? Let's have a look. So there's about 10 seconds going in. So when you get to the line, yeah, it's about 30 seconds in. So you're looking at about 35-40 seconds, depending on how much fuel you need. So Unsafe's definitely going to be leading once this all shakes out. Jadon's going to be right with Ross. So as I have it as Unsafe leading, Jadon stroke Ross second and third. Which order we will see. Dusty Fossil in fourth. So let's put him in the window. Fair play to him. Couldn't stint that. Mikey's in fifth net, I believe. Jones to pit, he'll be in this time around. Ross is going to be in as well. So here we go then. These will be the final stops. Ross peels off then, just banged in the fastest lap of the race last time around. Into the pits he goes. Jonesy will be in as well. Having another solid race. I see going to filter out. Maybe around Odon Joker. Joker's got Royston all over him. Blaze on that Peugeot. So Ross then just getting to his pit box now. Unsafe release is into the final couple of corners. I think Ross might be a little bit further back than I anticipated. But he might be right with him. So Unsafe takes the lead as expected. 53 flat from him. James behind him does 52.6. Takes 4/10 out of Unsafe. Dusty Fossil will go through. Mikey will go through. Ross is on his way. He's going to come up behind Nobby Norris, potentially. No. He's going to come out ahead of Mikey. Oh, right with Mikey. Mikey sweeps around the outside, so Ross is in fifth. He's 15 seconds off though, so he has lost. Gained a little bit, but yeah, still a big amount of time. So James and Unsafe then for the win. Dusty Fossil trying to hang on for a podium. He's got Mikey and Ross not far behind him. Robin always go 1 and 6. Then it's Odon, there's Joker and Royston. Another good battle there. 4 cars not too far apart. There's Nobby, there's Odon, there's Joker, there's Royston. 4 different teams, 4 different cars. Derek and P10, and the race leader. Not far behind him then. He's going to be using that Viper power to try and get on terms. In 12th. Oh, and Zom's had an accident. Out of the tunnel by the look of it. Yep. Just lost over that brow by the look of it then. Goose coming around. Johnny Boy, of course, we led from pole. Time at the front earlier on. Tunnel he goes. So 4.5 seconds is the gap for Unsafe release. He has brought himself nicely into contention then with that one-stop strategy. It's telling, isn't it, like the top two are on 2 completely different strategies. Safe is ahead. He's on slightly worse tyres. He's got a little bit less fuel. Lap times between them, 53 flat. Again, look at that, 2 laps within 1,000th of a second between unsafe release. Great consistency there. James at a 52.3. Took 7 tenths out of him that time around. Dusty Fossil in third. Gap behind him though is coming down, and Mikey is in. Well, he's going to be under pressure very shortly from Ross. That leads down to 14.8, but it's not enough. This is going to be his first flying lap from Ross. Did he extend his first stint too long? James Pitnell was at lap 6. Look at this 4-car pack as well. The battle for P6. Robin Harris leading the charge for Italy. Odon's now got Joker all over the back of him, and Royston's still very much in this as well. It is indeed, Biggles. It is indeed. So the gap for the lead. Is that going to be closing up at the minute? Unsafe's holding quite nicely. The gap for third is closing though. Mikey is catching. And Mikey though is about to maybe lose P4, because here comes Ross to the inside. Down the inside he goes. And up to fourth goes Ross. Once again, 4 different nations in the top 4. Germany leads France, leads Japan, leads Italy. Lead America is in minute P11, so not quite worked out as well as they would have hoped for Team USA. He is catching Derek Lewis. Odon has lost out to Joker, who is now all over Nobby Norris, so this battle's getting feisty as well. Nobby Norris has gone defensive into the final corner. On board with Joker then. Nobby then gone deep into the final chicane. Going to compromise his exit out the final corner. Joker's going to have a good run here. The drag race up the start finish rate. Joker's going to pull alongside. Is he going to do enough to clear him though? Nobody knows he's going to hold onto the inside. Joker continues to edge ahead. Oh, they've gone side by side through there, and they both come out the other side just. Great racing there, but that's held up. Odon behind, and now Royston is, where is he? Oh, he's got the back ahead of him. Fair play to Odon, he's held him off there. I thought Royston had got that move done, but Odon kept it stuck on the inside and has hung on to P8 for now. In the background, Derek is closing in, bringing Jonesy with him as well. So this 4-car battle could soon be a 5 or even a 6-car battle. Does Joker have the pace to get away? He is pulling away at the moment. Personal fastest laps, the race 53.3 and a 53.5. He has dropped that pack behind him. He's already second clear. As meanwhile, change for third. Ross goes up onto the podium. And it's purple as well, so he's flying up front. Gaps down to 3.1. 53.4. It's a 52.8, another 6 tenths, but he needs a bit more. He needs a little bit more. He needs to get there a little bit quicker there. There's the gap. There it is. Unsafe. Into the final corner as Jadon comes through the penultimate corner. The gap coming down all the time. And bang on 3 seconds. Lap times on the board. It's a 53.8 from unsafe release. It's a 52.5 from Jadon. 1.3 seconds. He is catching him. It was a good lap there from Jadon. Now pulling away in third, but still got 8 seconds to try and close. Dusty Fossil now has got Mikey all over him in the battle for fourth. Joker's pulling away from this battle a little bit then. Nobby Norris now got Odon and Royston and rapidly closing Derek as well. It's looking like it's going to be a good points haul for Team Italy. Oh, Odon's wide. And now got dirty tyres. He's dropped behind Royston, and Derek's right there as well. So not what Odon needed. I'm chasing Nobby to losing a place, and now under pressure from the other Italy car. Jonesy not quite in that battle yet, trying to get there. Now in a bit of a lonely P12. Zom and Goose are battling once again as they were in the first race. the inside. Goose shuts the door. Right in his face. So I'm trying to get the power down, but lights their ears up. Is there a reason Zom's running number 3? Considering he's always number 53. I'm a bit. Has he just missed off the decal for 5, or is this a thing? I don't know. Battle for the lead. Now 2 seconds then as we start lap 24. 53.9 from unsafe release. It's a 53 flat from Jadon. Another 9/10 out of him. He'll be there in about 2 laps' time. She'll give him a couple of laps to try and take this win away. Ross now 3rd, side by side for 4th. Mikey's gone round the outside of turn 1. That's a great move. Dusty Foster is hanging on the inside. And fives back. They're side by side into the tunnel we go. Where's that Audi gone? Oh, he's still there. He's still there. He pulls ahead on the exit. Good move from Mikey there, up to 4th he goes. So Dusty Foster then just dropping down, but he's now got 9 seconds back to his teammate then, so 5th and 6th. I think is good points all for Japan. I think this is not a good circuit for the car. In fact, Joker's 6th place is now under threat again because Royster's got the hammer down. He's cleared Nobby Norris. He's now trying to chase down the GTR. Derek has now got Odon. And Jones has now joined this party as well. Lead battle now down to a 2nd. As Tom's pointed out, Ross is now just 7 seconds off the lead. But he's only got 3 laps to do it in. 51.5, look at that, 2 51.5s back to back from Ross. Unsafe doing 53.9s. He's going to get there, he's going to be on the last lap. James is there. So he's just had a good exit there, pulls away out of slipstream. James, however, closing on the exit and now gets back into slipstream range then, unsafe, does a 53.8 again. It's a 52.5 from Jadon though. He's got 3 laps to hang on. So unsafe then on the 1-stop strategy, Jadon on the 2. Ross closing in the background, also on the 2, 51.8 last time around from him. So then starting the weave. But you feel it's just a matter of time now as Jadon closing in on the back straight, then 0.4 of a second. Here's the lead, 3.5, 0.3, 2.5 tenths. It's going to be close enough this time. What's now 5.5 in arrears. Further back then, Royston also on the attack then, so 2 of the France cars on the attack. Royston now on the back of Joker. He's on the inside of Joker, and he has passed him. On the back straight then, Joker. Nothing to defend with there. Oh, is he on the brakes though? Trying to hang it around the outside. Still trying to hang it around the outside, but Royston just shuts the door in his face. Joker switches sides. Through the S as we go. Nothing doing then. Back up with the leaders. Where are they? Unsafe hanging on still for dear life. Ross now is just 4.5 seconds away. Jadon fakes to the outside, then moves to the inside. He's got the inside for turn 1. He has the lead. And through he goes. Unsafe fights back. But James has got the move done. Great move. Nice, clean and fair racing there. Unsafe needs to get back at him quickly, otherwise he will just pull away. He's got significantly better tyres than Unsafe. So they're sliding the rear around a little bit. Gap behind is 3.6 seconds. You can hear his car. There is Ross. Jonesy, meanwhile, is up to 9th there, so he's cleared both Derek and Odon. Derek's got himself a half-second penalty. Glyn in a very lonely 12th place. Goose has still got Zom for company. In the battle for 13th. Johnny Boy's had a solid second final stint there. 54.4, his personal best. Safe steal with Jadon. He's on the red line of fuel, so he just needs to keep an eye on his fuel. Ross is 3.2 seconds back. I think he's just going to run out of laps here. Another lap and Ross would have been there. I think Ross is just going to come up a lap short here. There's a very good effort there. He's been charging along. Those lap times there: 51.8, 51.5, 51.5, 51.8, 51.7. Stunning pace from Ross in this final stint as he's chased down these lead two. But they didn't really battle for too long. They've not held each other up. Jadon, if anything, is pulling unsafe around at the minute, although he's had a better exit there. 2.8 seconds is the gap then between Ross and unsafe. If Ross is going to be there. He'll be right at the end of the last lap then. Final lap of the race. Jadon is your leader. 1.1 seconds is the lead. It's 2.3 back in third. 3.4 off the lead. Markey then comfortably in fourth. Just also comfortable in fifth. Morrison's still got Joker for company then, having caught and passed him. He's not pulled away. To the final lap these two go. Still a position change possible there. Derek's up to 8th. Odon 9th. What's happened to Jonesy? Oh, Jonesy's had a drama. And Nobby as well, by the look of it. Have they come to blows? Somewhere on this lap there's a very slow lap time for both of them. That's a shame there. It's cost them, what, 3 places at least. So Derek back up to P8th, Odon 9th, Glyn into 10th. Goose and Zomp continue to battle as well. Checking with the leaders, 1.6 seconds is the lead, 1.8 between Unsafe and Ross. Continues to close. Unsafe is very tight on fuel. He's just going to get away with this, I think. Battle then over 13th, rages on into Sector 1. Oh, the Peugeot is strong, closes back in. Ross then 1.2 seconds behind, he's so close. But it has been a superb drive from this man, the reigning FTRL Gran Turismo champion. From the back of the grid, he had a really good first and cut through the pack nicely while Ross struggled a little bit to get through in the same way. Out of the final corner he comes. It is victory for Team France and for Jadon. He wins the main race then. Unsafe will hang on for P2. Great drive from him. Ross gets through to P3. Mikey backs up his P3 in race 1 with a P4 in the feature race. Great week for him. And a big points haul for Team Germany. Second and fourth then. Dusty Fossil gets P5. Great drive from him. Tried the one stop, brought himself into contention. Royston has hung on in the battle for P6. The Team France then holds off Joker, who is 7th. Derek then getting through to P8. Some dramas befall Nobby and Jonesy at the end there. Odon comes home P9. He's happy enough with that. Bit of a weave. Glyn gets P10. And in the background, I think Jonesy has mugged Nobby Norris. On the last lap he has. So Jonesy recovers to P11. Nobby P12, then Goose is just going to hold off Zom, is he? He doesn't run out of fuel. There's another one who's right on the limit. But he will get there this time, so it's 13th for Goose, 14th for Zom. Right, Johnny Boy. Out of the final corner, solid final stint from him. Error free, that's what we want to see. System at times as well there. Johnny Boy crosses the line then. P15, but yeah, as Big was mentioned in the chat there, those strategies came together very well at the end. They did indeed. 3 very different strategies there. So we'll just have a look then at the results, and it is Jadon victorious by 1.9 seconds over Unsafe. Ross in third. Mikey, solid drive for P4. Dusty Fossil in P5. Royston P6. Good points for Team France. Joker P7. Solid points for Team Japan. Derek making it 2 Team Italy cars in the top 8. No Team USA cars in the top 8. Find Glyn in 10th, just behind Odon. And Jones in 11th, having had some contact somewhere with Nobby. Goose in 13th there, just held off Zom. Johnny Boy in 15th. Yeah, as Biggles touched on there, say 3 different strategies at the front. You had unsafe on the 1 stop, James on the early stop 2 stop strategy, and Ross on the sort of late stop 2 stop strategy there. So ran long on the hard tyres. He was the quickest guy at the end of the race by some distance, but ran out of lap times there. So much to consider for GT1 tomorrow. Oh, they're going to try something similar. So all 3 different strategies there, all finishing within, how far was that? 2.6 seconds covers your top 3 on 3 very different strategies there. So needed a perfect race. And yeah, so much to consider. But that then ends the action for this week. Thank you very much as ever to everybody who's joined us tonight. If you haven't liked the stream, please do so before you go. Thank you for the comments and for keeping me company. Hope you enjoyed yet more great GT2 action. We are back again tomorrow, as I mentioned already. We're GT1, 8:30. Please do join Switchback for that. But yeah, then for this evening from me, thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon.